Hi, my name is Nick, and this is video number 5 in my introductory course to programming. Today we're going to do a quick little video about input from the user, and I decided to write like a little program, quick little program, just to kind of show you how a basic procedural program may go. It's very, very simple. There's not a whole lot going on, but it's interesting and instructional and useful and informative, and I thought that we could take a look at it and learn something. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to talk about is, like I said in the beginning, input from the user, okay? And it uses input output stream library. That's what the library uses for that sort of stuff, okay? And you've seen the cout, right? That's console out. Now we're using cin, console in, and that's input from the user, okay? Basically what you do is you create a variable, okay? And then you take that variable and you input data into that variable from the user, and then you can utilize it in math or whatever, and output an answer. Okay, I decided to write like an actual program with where I think you should put comments and how you should organize things. Okay, we'll start out top, and you put your libraries on top, and then what namespace you're using, and your comment box for your main function right here. Okay, and here's your main, right? And then you start out with, well, this works for this program. What you probably do is a set console for displaying money. There. Now it's a little more clear what this is for. Okay. So anyone reading this can just quickly look at these comments and get what's going on here. Okay. And then you have these variables here to store wealth information. Okay. They're all floats because you want to, when you're dealing with division and stuff with money, you don't want to be losing your pennies, so you want to use floats, not integers. Okay, and the number's not big enough to need doubles or long doubles. They're small numbers. Okay, so and then you get to our display. This will display some basic information and then ask the user for their input. Okay, so what is the total balance of all your bank accounts? And if you notice there's a space here, that leaves space for, it just looks better. You don't have to do that, it just looks better to me. The cursor will be blinking one space away instead of right on the question mark, which I think it just looks better. You don't have to do that, it's just a personal preference. And then sin bank balance, and anything the user inputs number-wise will be put into this bank balance. Okay. And then after a sin, it always does a new line, so you don't have to do the new line after this. It automatically does one after the console in. Okay. And then what is your house worth? What is the total amount in debts you currently have? And what is the total amount of all your total other assets? And this is just a basic, simple program, but usually when you're asking input from the user, you want to kind of make it more clear what you're asking. Like you'd say, maybe in parentheses, example, and I would give an example or something. That's usually, you want to be as clear as possible. And we'll talk about error exception, because later on when we get into more complicated programs, you're going to want to error correct and make sure that if a user, well, frankly, puts a stupid answer in, that it will recognize that and then come back and say, well, that's not what we're looking for. Put something in, you could say whatever you want to error correct that. We'll get to that later. Just right now, we're just dealing with just basic input output. Okay. And then you have your math here. This does all the math you need. It takes your total assets, which we assigned a 0 up here. Okay. And then it adds bank balance, adds house worth, subtracts your debts, adds total other assets, and then it gives a cool little line here to separate it, and then displays your net total worth. You'll notice I have 2 sin gets here. That's because for some reason when I hit enter, occasionally it would do it twice, so I had to do the sin get a third time just to make sure that it stayed up on the screen. You don't have to do that. That's just to let you know I did that, and why I did that. For some reason I kept accidentally hitting the enter twice. I don't know why I kept doing that. Okay, so here we go. Let's compile it and see what it looks like. Okay, what is the total total balance of all your bank accounts? And you notice the space there? That's the space after the question mark I put, and you see it's blinking. I like that. It just looks nicer to me. Let's say, I don't know, I have $10,000 in my bank account. Okay, I wish, right? Okay, cool. Let's just say I have that. Okay, what's my house worth? Let's say I have a $200,000 house. Okay. And what is the total amount in debts you currently have? I don't say I owe 50,000, like, I don't know, credit cards, whatever, cars, whatever. Okay, doesn't matter that much. Just that's the debts I have. and then what is the total amount of all your other assets? Well, let's just say I have, $5,000 in my 401k or something. Okay, you notice it does the cool little stars there, and then it does the next line. It says your net worth is $165,000. Now, if you wanted to, what you could do with the mod is you could divide it by 1,000 and put two floating numbers, one that holds in the 165, and the other one holds in the zeros, and then you could display a comma, and then that way it maybe look a little nicer, separate the number out a little bit if you wanted to, and even do like for millions and billions if you wanted to, in case someone had a lot of money, and this program would be even more useful for more people. And this is just a basic, simple program that inputs data from the user and calculates it and outputs it out. And that's basically what all your programs in the end are going to do. It's going to take input from the user, do whatever you do, and then output something. So cool, that's just a quick little demo I wanted to do on input from the user. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or comments, please post them below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. And if you enjoyed this video, please like it. Thank you for taking the time.